What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, back again for another Walmart video. Even though I'm in the midst of moving, you can see my apartment's pretty much almost empty to dirty. I'm ready to rock and roll over to my new place. I'm still doing videos on Walmart, and that comes from the luxury of having a team that's able to manage all my Walmart listings and all my Walmart products. So today we hit the topic of what products do I sell on Walmart? How do I pick products? Do I create new listings or existing listings? We're gonna cover all that and a heck of a lot more. So I'm fired up for this video. I hope you're fired up. Let's go and do this. All right, so I'm back with Kevin here, and right now the question, and one of the biggest questions that I've been getting about Walmart dropshipping is, how do we find products to sell on Walmart? And on top of that, are we listing products that people already have listings, or are we creating brand new listings like we do on Amazon? And even furthermore and further down the road is I get a lot of questions from people saying like, all right, so now I've got all these products listed on Walmart and or Amazon, and you could be drop shipping on Amazon too. That is a business model that is somewhat working. But what happens when I start getting threatened by the companies of the products that I'm listing? Like, obviously, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm buying them legitimately from Amazon. I'm buying them legitimately from Walmart, shipping them to the customer. So there's no fraud going on. There's no counterfeit products, but people are threatening me. What do I do? So I know we got a lot to cover with this question, Kevin, but let's jump into the first and most obvious thing is people want to know, and I kind of tell them the simple answer to this, but they don't believe me. So I want them to hear it from you. You've got a lot more experience selling on Walmart than I do, but that is, what kind of products do we sell on Walmart?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it might be just super obvious too for some of you guys, right? It's we find things that are selling well on Amazon and just literally, take that as a cue and drop it onto our Walmart stores, right? So it's not the most innovative thing in the world, but it's definitely something that works.
Yeah, and let's talk about why this works. Let's talk about two reasons, because people can't understand this concept, but I'll kind of illustrate this with something a long time ago when I first started with retail arbitrage, which is, very similar to what we're doing here. We're just arbitraging between Amazon and Walmart. So we're finding when one has a lower price than the other, and then you can sell that product on the other site for a higher price. It's very simple. It's arbitrage. People do this in stocks. People do this with everything. You as a kid might have done it with cinnamon sticks or gum or something. You might have been selling it to kids on the schoolyard. I know this from experience. This is exactly how I started doing business at the age of 6. Yeah. But the most obvious thing is that's how simple it is, but people overcomplicate this. It's more of a form of online arbitrage where you find that opportunity on, in this case, you find the product that's selling for a lot less on Amazon and it sells for much higher on Walmart. But people always ask themselves this, Kevin, that is, why in the hell would people pay more for it on Walmart than it is on Amazon? And I'll tell you what, I kind of discovered one of the reasons. Maybe you can tell me if you can give me a reason why you think that's possible. But why would people pay more for the product on Walmart than on Amazon? In your opinion, why is that?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question that I am constantly asking myself on a daily basis when I see people buying stuff on my Walmart store where we're just sourcing from other sources, right? And the question, I think the answer to that is that people are just lazy, right?
I think that's one of them. I think you're right, but I really think it has a lot to do with the demographic of the people buying, and as well as the name. Like Walmart, if there's a problem with the product that I buy, I can take it down to the local Walmart and return it. And at least I think that, right? Because I'm unaware that I'm buying this through a third-party vendor. I really think I'm buying it through Walmart. So as a result, I'm like, oh, all right, I just bought these gain sheets from Walmart. If the box comes to me and it's all ripped up and tattered and torn, I know Walmart's going to have my back. Whereas Amazon sometimes, it's like, I don't know if it's from a third-party vendor or what. And maybe I'm just from an older demographic, and I just fucking still believe in Sam Walton and the American dream. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure. So I think Walmart is also I would say it's usually synonymous with the lowest price points too, right? So when someone lands on a Walmart, site, it could be, hey, I already have a Walmart account. It's super easy for me to check out. they assume that it's already the lowest price point, because they go to the Walmart store, they always see these, rock bottom prices. So I think it's just, people just think it's just the lowest price point. And, to be fair, we don't only, like, for my personal store, I don't only source from Amazon. So I'm actually sourcing from places that most people actually wouldn't even think to shop, right? So that's another reason why, there is that arbitrage opportunity.
Right. And, that's the thing. So don't overthink. Oh my God, it's so high. I'm pricing this for so high. Nobody's ever going to want to buy it because they're buying on Amazon. Because like I said, that's not the case. As Kevin said, a lot of people don't look at other sites, or a lot of people don't even look at Amazon. They're like, oh, there's a lot of people that hate Amazon. They can't stand Amazon. So they'll never shop on Amazon, and they'll only shop at Walmart, even though the price is higher. They would rather pay Walmart. So don't be afraid of that. Now, another big question that we get, Kevin, very often, and I've given people the answer, but I want them again to hear it from you, because they obviously need sometimes an extra push to know that they're doing right. And that is, Liz, do we list products under an existing listing, or do we create entirely brand new listings of our very own?
Yeah, it's a good question. Me personally, my entire Walmart, business, they're all piggyback listings. I always list on other people's, SKUs, other people's UPCs. I never create my own listings. So then that's a part of, like, the beauty and the ease of, dropshipping. Like, you don't have to create the product listing. Someone has already optimized the title, right? Someone has already optimized the keywords.
Yeah, I can't imagine how long it would take if you created a dropshipping business completely out of creating your own listings. It's going to take a lot longer to write up copy. It's going to take a lot longer to put keywords on the back end. Yeah, sure, you're listing an existing brand, so people might not even search particular keywords, but you still got to do all that extra work. And why do it when either Walmart's already done it or someone else has already done it for you? There's no sense in you doing it all over again. So that's another thing. Now, the last thing that I wanted to touch on, because I'm getting this question constantly, and I also see that my email inbox is sometimes bombarded, both from the Amazon side and as well as the Walmart side, is listing other people's products. Now, this wasn't a problem 4 or 5 years ago, as you could pretty much list anything on Amazon. And obviously Walmart was just a ghost town with a couple tumbleweeds rolling through it at the online space at that time. But Amazon, pretty much in full bloom, anyone could list anything. But nowadays, again, account age is big in the fact of whether or not you get hit with trademark infringement or selling other people's products. There's all sorts of violations that could be had from that. But there's also a technique that experienced brands have, and it's kind of like a scare tactic, I want to call it. And I want to talk about this a little bit, Kevin, but what are you doing usually when you get hit with emails from brands saying that you have no permission to be selling their product?
Yeah, so the first thing I do is automatically remove the product, right? It's not worth it going through that hassle of doing that, right? And so I think you're spot on in your description. It is kind of a scare tactic. I don't think, once you remove it, it's, there's no point in them pursuing you, right? So there's a lot of things you can do to sort of like mitigate that from happening. There's a lot of inventory management softwares that already have sort of like a built-in do not list of vendors that they know are will cause problems, right? So I think other than like from simply just removing it, I think you should be good to go. I would typically send an email also to Walmart's trust and safety team saying, hey, this was a mistake. We've already removed it from our inventory. This won't happen again. Just little things, little efforts like that that can really go a long way to like protecting your account.
Right. And the last thing that I want to mention with that, although Kevin goes with the easiest way to take care of it, which is like most people, that's cool, like just remove it. But I will say this much. There's been times where I've gotten a cease and desist from a company via FedEx 4 to 5 times. And they still never did anything, because legally I am buying that product from a verifiable place, which is like Amazon and such. And I find that was the case with both Amazon and Walmart. And I was never suspended from Amazon for that very reason, but it could just be because my account had age. But you're not doing anything illegal, so don't be afraid. It's nothing illegal. It's not even against the terms of service of Amazon. It's just a company that wants to be able to control. And I don't even think there's really anything that they can do legally if you are getting it from a valid place, unless they can convince Amazon and or Walmart to suspend your account. So don't be afraid. You're not breaking the law, even though they're threatening you and they're trying to scare you. They're just trying to get you off the listing. And like Kevin said, the easy way out is to just cut it off. But I will say this, I've gotten at least 4 or 5 cease and desist FedEx letters from the same company. Same company, and I'm still here standing. So they didn't send a goon to my house. They didn't send a hitman. I'm still around. I'm still alive. I'm still kicking. That's kind of how it rolls. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid by the threats. Just get rid of it. Take the easy way out. It's simple and easy. All right. And the last question I have for you on this, Kevin, that we do get is, what platform do you use to manage all these products? I know you were going to mention this, that what you like to use. I've obviously talked about what I like to use or what I get just pay to use. So what software are you using?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good question. So I actually use multiple softwares, right? There's a newer software called Ecom Circles that I'm actually testing right now. I like it. There's a few advantages with that. It has, a built-in repricer. It's really easy for you to bulk upload items. They actually have a built-in like do not list already in their system, which you could technically override it, but it just gives you a better sense, like, hey, like I probably shouldn't be listing this product if this merchant or this vendor typically sends out a cease and desist letter, right? Another software that I actually use currently is called Seller Active. It's another software. It's an inventory management software where it's really easy to piggyback off of other listings with it. And it's a little bit cheaper than Ecom Circles. But one of the things is that, there are limitations to both software. So I would say, test them each out to see what's better suited for you. But again, my 2 suggestions are Ecom Circles or Seller Active.
Fantastic. Oh, awesome. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully we solved all the mystery behind what to list on Walmart and how to react when you get threatened by the people that want to send the goon down to kick your butt. So other than that, put your questions and comments below. I always personally answer them, and I'll see you next time.